I don't know how you could possibly warm up to this before a wrestling match, but
the words get me.
Evidently, I can't argue with somebody who's an All-American because Josh, you an All-American? Nope. Gene, are you an All-American?
Yes, sir.
Are you? In what?
Yes. I'm North American, Central American, South American.
No All-American here.
Okay, well, I'm not going to argue with an All-American then, because clearly I was warming up to the wrong music. I'll tell you guys right now. So, just letting it play a little bit. Well, Uncle Lucius at the beginning of the podcast today. Hello, everybody. It is I, Richard Ramos, Somar, a.k.a. A-Hole, a.k.a. D-Head, all those good things. And I will say there were some abilities by my bloodline to keep the family culture going this weekend. We'll get into that later. Anyhow, welcome everybody. We have a really special guest today, but before we get to her, let's just recap who we got online. Coach from Golden Valley, Yamino.
What's going on?
We got head coach from Monroe High School, Gene Ramirez. Got the head coach, girls head coach for Esperanza High School, Josh Rybeck. Now, fellas, you weren't around on the girls' scene when this young lady was coming through the high school ranks. I met her through a buddy named Trevor Kiefer, and Trevor was like, watch out for this girl. And then my daughter wrestled her, and oh my God, you cannot believe it. This girl was an animal. Okay. Wrestled at, what high school was it?
Imperial High School.
Imperial High School. Way down in SoCal. Was just an animal. A lot of fun to watch her wrestle. Super scrappy. I mean, you always know one-on-ones bring it, and this little one-on-one bring it every single time. But she's got an amazing story. And I just feel like as a single dad, teen dad at the time, I really can connect with her story. So I wanted to bring it out because I think some girls get in this position and very few ever have the courage to take the journey that this young lady's taken, and has resulted in her being an All-American her first year in college. So, Junette, first thing, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? When you started wrestling, where you started wrestling, why you started wrestling?
So I was 8 years old, and honestly, I didn't want to wrestle. My sister wanted to wrestle. My brother, he was 4 years old wrestling, and I loved to dance. I liked ballet and gymnastics, and my sister was like, come on. My mom said, if you both don't decide to do it, then none of you are going to do it. So she literally begged me to wrestle, and I decided to wrestle. And I had to give up all my other sports because it was just too much for my parents. And that was when I was 8, out of Imperial Junior Wrestling. And then it just took off from there. I loved it.
Awesome. So your sister then was the first one in your family to wrestle?
No, my brother. So my brother, he was 4 years old when he started wrestling. He wrestled for a year. And then my sister was like, I want to wrestle. But we did ballet and gymnastics and tap dancing. And my mom was like, okay, you got to choose one because I'm not going to be all over the place. It's either wrestling. She didn't want us to wrestle at all. She's the eldest of 9. So, and all the boys wrestled. My grandpa wrestled. He's an amazing wrestler. He breeds champions, that man, dude. And, she's like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to have my girls wrestle. So she thought that we were going to choose a girly sport over it. So she told us okay, well, then you have to give up everything else. And then you can, or you can just wrestle. And we're like, okay, we'll just wrestle. My sister begged me. I literally had her massaging my feet for a week straight.
No, that's cool. So fast forward then, you're going through and success right out the gate?
Kind of I was young. I remember I always just, I I was little, so I didn't have very much of a big bracket when I was younger. I'll fast forward. I did very well. I always got third or second. It was usually me and this girl named Destiny Palomares. I'll never forget her. And Arthur Carmona. He is a phenomenal wrestler. But I never got the opportunity to catch him. There was one time I almost beat him, and it was like the moment of my life, and then time ran out. But anyways, fast forward to high school is where I started getting more exposure to wrestling, and I started loving it more. But I was a knucklehead. I didn't like school. I hated following rules. I took out a lot of my aggression in wrestling. My upbringing, my parents were super strict, so there was a lot of spankings involved, Mm-hmm. And I took out all my aggression in wrestling, and I did really well. After I graduated high school, well, first of all, I had a little bit of a rough patch during high school. I got into a lot of trouble. I got arrested, and I got kicked out of school my junior year, and I really wanted to wrestle. So I had to prove to the continuation and do my credits to get back into the high school my senior year to wrestle. And I did it. I went back to the high school, and I wrestled my last year, and I literally dedicated everything to wrestling my last year because I wanted to win CIF. And that was probably the most heartbreaking tournament of my life. I lost, and I'll never forget that loss. Like, after that, it was like, I don't want to wrestle anymore. It's not for me, I guess. It wasn't meant to be. I was 3-time state freestyle champion, but I really wanted to be a CIF champion. I wanted to show, I wanted someone to appreciate my wrestling because I didn't feel appreciated, really.
So at that time too, when you came back, it was like Marina Sanchez was there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got a national champ in your weight. There's a big uphill battle there. She beat the later on, Emily Webster, who never lost a WCWA match. She had credentials that were crazy. So the weight class you were in wasn't exactly an easy weight class. Mm-hmm. You had some hammers in that weight class. So to come in and have those goals, I mean, it's really hard. So going back real quick, your parents, blue collar, type family, is that really where you come from, and those kinds of things? A lot of college in that family, or no, just some? Or
everyone basically went to college in my family. My uncle James, he went to Menlo College. He broke some records out there. He's a phenomenal wrestler. My sister, she was hard shoes to fill. She was the first girl to win a boy CIF 2 times in a row. So when Gisar was your uncle? James Gazar.
Yeah. Oof, that kid. Do you guys know who James Gisar is?
I've heard the name a lot, but I don't know who he is.
Dude.
I've heard of it.
You hear people talk about like wrestling like a cat? Gisar was like a gymnast, right? First?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude. This kid, it looked like a cat. Like, he would just, like, you see a cat when it gets pissed, it's like, doo, doo, doo. That's how Gisar would wrestle. And not the kind of guy, like, the kind of athleticism where you can't teach it. Like, he does what he does. You can't really teach what he does. So it's just impressive, really impressive. So good bloodlines there for sure.
Oh, yeah. My sister, that's kind of one of the main reasons why I didn't really want to wrestle anymore. I was so tired of everyone, like, expecting me to do more, and like, you're not your sister, you got to do this. Like, my parents would compare me to her a lot, and I was so over it. Like, June, you need to run more. Like, Priscilla runs all the time, she loves running, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, I'm not Priscilla though. Like, And my sister's so humble. Like she is my everything. I love her so much. She will bring me up through anything. You know, she wasn't the type of person to be like, Junette, or rub it in my face. She was always like supportive and like, come on, you got to stick with it with me. Like this is it's me and you.
Yeah.
But I wasn't feeling it after high school.
And she wrestled at Lindenwood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the first girl to be the All-American at Lindenwood.
Oh, okay. Under Takara, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so you get through high school, you have these things, and then
I left my house, first of all. I took off, didn't tell my parents where I was going, and I moved to Mexico for about a year with my boyfriend at the time. And I wrestled for a small Mexico team for about a year. And then I went to Job Corps in San Diego. I'm a welder.
nice.
And then after that, I met my daughter's father. There's just so much life experience between there. I dropped out of Job Corps. I kind of like gypsy lived, went with friends, and then I realized, like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Like, I didn't know who I was as a person, and I was still looking for my soul. And I finally went back to my hometown, and I begged my parents to let me back in the house. And they did. They supported everything that I did. They're so strict, but I had to follow their rules. And then I met my daughter's father, and I moved to San Diego with him. 2 years we were together. I had a daughter, and she has a great father, but very toxic relationship. He was always gone on deployments. I was usually alone. It was just me and my baby. He would be gone for about eight months on end on deployment. While we were together, it was 6 years we were together. My daughter's 4 right now. And towards the end of our relationship, it went downhill. It was really, really toxic, negative, something I didn't want my daughter to be around. I was really, really depressed, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I was working 2 jobs at the time. He was gone. I had family who helped me watch my daughter while I bartended in San Diego. And I was a hostess downtown at a restaurant downtown San Diego. And then my daughter's father was deployed at the time. And I stopped working at the restaurant downtown, and I got a job at Westview High School. And this is where my journey began to success right now. That led me to right now. They recruited me as an assistant coach at Westview High School in San Diego, and these girls inspired me. I loved them. Everything that I did on that team was literally, obviously it was for the girls and everything, but it was more. They inspired me more. They thought that I gave them so much, but like just watching these girls win, and I was like, I need to get back into this sport, but I didn't know how. I'm like, okay, well, I think I can do this. This seems like my life path. Like I could coach these girls. I could be a wrestling coach. Like this is my thing. Like I like this. So that I thought that would be my plan. And then state, we pushed one girl through state, Kira Satnick. So proud of her. And when we had Shauna Kemp from Jamestown University come and recruit in San Diego and state, and she talked to my girl. She wanted to recruit Kira. And Kira kind of had already her eyes set on Oregon. And Shauna talked to me, and she's like, hey, if you want a second shot at your dream, like, we can talk, and I can give you a scholarship, and you can come and wrestle for Jamestown.
Because she wrestled with your sister, right?
Yeah. She's very close with my sister.
Yeah.
So yeah, she spoke to me aside and was like, "Hey, like, I know what you've been through. I know your trials and tribulations. I want the best for you, and we can talk later, and maybe if you decide, you can come to Jamestown and represent us." And I was literally like, yes, I don't need to think about it. It's a yeah.
So when she talked to you, and I talked to her right after, she was like, "Do you know Caldera just jumped into the U.S. Open?" And I was like, "Has she been working out?" And she's like, "I don't think so." Like, yeah. So you just jumped into the Open and just was like, "Screw it. I'm gonna take my lumps. I may as well just take them sooner than later."
Well, honestly, it wasn't even about me winning at that point. I wanted to throw myself to the wolves. I wanted to it was like me facing myself. It was that I wanted that adrenaline rush again. I wasn't expecting, I obviously wanted to win, but there's steps to winning. And obviously I wasn't in the best shape at the time, but it was me battling myself out there. The enemy was me. I was so scared to even step into wrestling again. I was scared. Should I be doing this? And I lost, and I was literally happy about it. I was like, you know what? Like, this is where I need to be.
That's good.
My losses are my story. You can't win. You can't learn to win if you don't learn to lose.
Yeah. So, going through that then, and making that decision, okay, yeah, I'm going to make this jump. It's going to happen. And you end up coming into the national tournament this past weekend, the number 2 seed. So, yeah. I mean, how is that season going? You first get to college. Now you're away from home, away from your daughter, which, I mean, I tell people all the time, when I dropped my daughter off at college, it was like ripping my heart out and leaving it in Missouri. Like, I had to pull her on the side of the road. I was sobbing. Like, I couldn't believe I was doing this. So I can't imagine reversing that, like choosing to take that step.
Yeah. I've cried so much. You're going to make me cry right now. I left my daughter with my mom. She's, and my parents are such amazing supports. And I came out here, I trained my ass off, and I wanted to win so bad. So, I was undefeated until the Asia Ray at the Missouri Valley tournament. And I lost to her 10-0. She teched me. And I was like, you know what? This is the girl to be. Like, this is where I need to be. This is the level I need to be. So I trained. And I decided at the end of the semester, like, I can't do this without my daughter. Like, my parents, they didn't want to give my daughter back to me. They're like, no, just leave her with us. We can take care of her. She's good here. But I'm like, you know what? I can't. Like, I need her. It's been her and I forever. Like, she's my rock. And I brought her back with me, and it has not been easy. I had to set up daycare and everything for her out here, but it took a while because of my financial situation. So I was taking her to class with me, which was, it's not really ideal, but, and all these kids are, I made it work. All these kids are, it's not embarrassing. It's like, literally, this is a mother going to school. Like, but when you're in that situation, like, kids judge. And like, I don't like my daughter to be exposed to like that, although people have been nice and everything, but imagine taking your daughter to class and these kids are like, I'm 25 and these kids are 18, 19-year-olds who are like, what the hell? Like,
yeah, what's this kid doing in here? Like, all this stuff. Yeah. And it's small classrums, right? They're not huge, typical California classrooms or anything like that.
So for 2 weeks, I was taking my daughter to every single one of my classes. And
oh, poor baby. Oh, even for her, poor baby. She doesn't
I
want to
know.
be in there, like, doing that stuff.
Seriously.
So Okay, so then you're coming in then, and I don't mean to cut you short, but I want to make sure that we get your experience down too, because I think there's women out there who find themselves in your situation and feel like it's over. It's over, and fortunate enough right now that it's not an NCAA sport yet. I mean, if that was the case, you wouldn't have the opportunity you have, and this is the other side that people don't see.
Yeah.
But go through that, that getting ready for nationals, being a mom, getting ready for nationals. Like, how's that working out for you?
Amazing. Shauna gave me a second shot. So, I thought my life was done. This is it. I'm going to be cooking dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a guy who
not the life you were looking to lead.
No, not the life I was looking to lead. Preparing for nationals, though, being out of school has been hard for me. So I'm trying to keep up with all my classes and my daughter and studying. And so having the time to work out, I've been trying to give it my all, but I feel like there's not enough time in the day, I need to get in my lifts. I need to get in my workouts, and I've been getting them all in. And poor baby, I've been dragging her along in this negative 23-degree weather. She from California, my baby came from beautiful sunny San Diego, okay? And now she's in shock. I have her head to toe with just gloves, earmuffs, and everything, and I'm shivering over here because I spent all my money on making sure my daughter's warm and has her coats, she's triple layered, and then I have literally one jacket I wear every day, but I'm like, Mama, so are you warm? She's like, yeah, are you warm, Mom? You don't look warm. I'm like, it's okay. But preparing for nationals, I was so ready. I was so ready for this nationals, and it's so disappointing to know that I lost in that 8 seconds. I could have done anything in that 8 seconds. I could have literally teed off on the floor, and she still wouldn't have won. I was up 8-5, and it was 8 seconds on the clock. And Marcy Van Dusen would be so mad at me if she knew that I got ankle picked, because we worked on a good
Fargo team.
Yeah, Fargo team 2010. We worked, because I always get ankle picked. Okay, it's story of my freaking life. And we worked on a counter to the ankle pick, and I got ankle picked last 8 seconds to my back. She got 4, won that match, and I could have literally done anything. I keep beating myself up for it, but I can't rewind time, and I can only do what I can at NAIA, and that's win. And I'm gonna redeem myself after that match.
At that time too, you're in your hometown, right? Because Jamestown's hosting that tournament.
Yes.
And you're going to be in your backyard. Your baby doesn't have to travel. She's going to be there to see mommy on top of the podium. Yeah. You're going to be able to hold her on that podium. It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited. Oh yeah. Once NAI comes, it's game time. After that match that I lost, after I lost to her, I forgot how emotional wrestling gets, how emotionally draining it is. It's literally 10% wrestling and 90% mental. If you can't get your head right, you lost already. You know what I mean? And after that match, I was so broken. I tried so hard, you're good. Let's get back into this. You got this. But I couldn't just get over it. And I was trying to psych myself out that I was okay, but I literally wasn't. And I didn't wrestle myself my next 2 matches, and I'm a little embarrassed.
Well, Des and I talked about that because we were following you, at our regional, and we saw that you dropped the match, and you dropped the second match, and I would go, it just got to her. It just got to her. That's the biggest thing, and so hard to come back and take third because that emotional drain. And when you're sacrificing what you sacrifice, it's anything less than first isn't worth
I know. And my teammates kept telling me, it's okay, June, don't downplay 6th place. And I don't downplay 6th place at all. but the pressure that's been on my back, like I need to win. And like my Uncle James told me the night before, Junette, you don't need to win though. Like it's not about needing to win. It's about preparing yourself to win. Like you gotta, it's like preparing yourself for a test. You need to eat, sleep, wrestle. After right now, you can't be celebrating. And I celebrated too early. I didn't even know I was an All-American. Okay, get this. They're like, Junette, congratulations, you're All-American. After I won the first day, and I was like, what? Yeah, you're an All-American. And I was like, really? What? How am I? Don't I have to win the whole tournament to be on? No, top 8 is All-American. The next day, all All-Americans wrestle. And I'm like, what? Literally, I just go out there and I wrestle. I don't know anything. You just put me on the mat, give me some shoes, and it's go time. I don't care about the rules. I don't care about, well, I mean, obviously got to care about the rules, but I just want to win. That's it. Just get me to the podium and that's it. And I celebrated too early. And that's where I messed up. It wasn't over. And I was like, I'm an All-American, yes. And I needed to focus on the bigger picture, which is now what I'm going to, I need to prepare myself for NAIA. Like, you know what? It's all in from the day you get there to the day you end. Anything can happen. Even the person who's not seed can kick you off. You know what I mean? You can't under-expect or underestimate anybody.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. An amazing story. We need to have you back on so we can really dive in more to your experience and stuff like that. And I think your experience will help a lot of young ladies. I don't think you realize the impact that your story has on young ladies out there listening and who haven't heard your story, because like I said, being an adult parent is, you look and it's like, oh God, I'm so tired. You know, I mean, then you realize, like, when you're trying to do other things, and whether you realize it or not, you're a role model to your daughter, you know, because if you stay in a toxic relationship, she's going to think those things are acceptable. And if you accept anything less than the best, or you try to do anything less than the best, she's looking at you thinking that's what's acceptable. So even though right now things are rough, you're just making her stronger. You're making her stronger to look and say, look, my mom did it, you know, and I was there to see her doing it, you know, and once you're done with school and she has, you know, an even better life than you, you know, and is more secure in her things, she has no excuse then to be successful, Absolutely. You know, and you're going to have to kick her in her ass and remind her every now and then, like, hey, like, get out there, you know, and that kind of stuff. So we appreciate your time. Again, congratulations. We will have you on again to finish up the details that we all really want to know about you, and have people send in some questions too. But again, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right.
Thank you.
You have a good night. Okay.
You guys.
You want to say hi to anybody before we let you go?
Hello. Thank you guys so much.
All right, we'll talk soon, okay?
Good luck at NAI.
Oh yeah, it's game time, guys. Watch out.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. So that's Junette. I love that kid. She's been awesome for a long time. All right. So of course, you know, I'm a sucker for a story like that. So she's a good kid. So wanted to have her on. California, well represented, huh? At the WCWA. I don't like to brag or nothing, but
I heard.
Guess what club got a national champ?
Yep.
Tide Mercury?
Oh no,
Tide Mercury had 2, I think.
I don't think they've ever run a practice with them, but
Diamond, congrats to Diamond. She won it.
Yeah, dude, Diamond.
Yeah.
Dude, Diamond, super happy for that kid, man. Super happy for her. Really puts in a lot of extra work, too. She actually works with Takara Montgomery, too. So she's got Brian Jackson as her head coach. And Brian's had, you know, recently Cheyenne Youngblood, Erica Mahalik, you know, some studs come through his program. But Diamond has been making the extra strides too to also go and see Takara. And Takara's coaching out there at a high school, and they were working together. And Diamond looked great. She looked good at Texas last year. She looked great this tournament. She looked great. She teched the girl in the finals. She really looked good. She looked really good. So she was impressive. I know we had Parrish and gosh, why am I drawing a blank on her name? She's in the final X with Maroulis. Hendricks. She had Hendricks in the finals. That's two California girls right there. Precious Bell placed in Diamond's weight also. Glade won it impressively. Then you had Aleda and Gracie win it. You got a lot of California girls out there just repping hard. And then Menlo walks away with the title. First team since San Francisco State in California to win a national championship. So that's pretty awesome, impressive. So congrats on that end to the coaches at Menlo. We got to have them on. They've been on the podcast before. They're good guys. Just really impressive tournament overall for Menlo. They had 3 champs. So good for them.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think of any other stories that coming out of that. Top of my head, I don't have any right now. But we had regionals this week. Gamino, yours was first. Dude, I heard there was 50 or 60 kids who either didn't show up or didn't make weight between your 2 regionals.
Yeah.
Is that possibly true?
I mean, I don't know too much from the Northwest area, but we did have a few. I want to say the first day we had maybe 5-6 girls not make weight. But I also heard that there was a ton more from the Northwest not make it. But it shocked my mind. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't like some scrubs here and there. Like, there were some big names not making weight. You know what I mean?
Not making weight or not showing up? Which one is it?
No, not making weight.
I heard some stories too. Who are some big ones?
Well, not making weight. I know where we're going with the whole not showing up, but I mean, not making weight. I mean, my girl, Asada Lewis, and make weight. Unfortunately,
what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I just got ill.
Yeah, it was bad.
How close? How close? I know that doesn't matter. I know how close though. Like a 10th, or was she just like off?
3/10. 3/10. Yeah.
Someone should have just punched her in the nose. Not that I advocate that. But I'm just saying though, like, come on, girl, hook me up.
That's a lot of blood.
Yeah,
that's a lot of blood. But it's thicker than water, they say.
Yeah, they say. Yeah, so I mean that's the only one I'm gonna want to talk about, to be honest. But I heard Mariah didn't show up to the Northwest, and I don't know the story behind it. So I mean, I'm not gonna throw out any rumors or anything, but all I know is that she didn't show up.
Name. That's a big name, and no disrespect. And anybody that we're talking about today, there's no disrespect here. It's if we bring you up by name, it's because you're an impact. Like Mariah Morales not being there, the number 1 girl in the state.
Hands down, the number 1 girl, like beating everybody.
Not close. Yeah, not close.
Yeah.
Like a heavy favorite. So not knocking her at all. Like we only mention, things because we expected those people to win. And so Mariah Morales not being there, super surprised. Super surprised. So, anybody else?
Not to my attention, really. Okay. I mean, I was kind of busy stressing over, trying to get the girls in for, Masters the next week and whatnot. So
yeah,
I tried not to pay attention to them and have them all eyes on us instead.
Yeah. So, your regionals spread over 2 days?
Yeah.
Could be done in one?
For some of our weight brackets, yeah.
What was the largest bracket about?
In the southeastern one,
Yes.
it was about like 20 girls.
And how many regions do you guys have up there? 4, 3, 2?
Two northwest and southeast. Yeah. So I mean, and it's necessary. I was looking at the northwest, and they were packing in those brackets, you know. So I mean, they were
done at 3. They were done at 3:00 on day one. They were done. I'm sorry. Sorry. They were done at noon.
Hey, we were done at noon.
Done at 12:30. I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yes, and we have to come back tomorrow." I was like, man. "Wow."
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, realistically, some of those girls would have had a battle back, maybe, and ran into that 5 match, and so I get it, but
no, that's rough. Like I mean, they didn't. They really didn't. They, like he said, the biggest bracket was like 16. Yeah. They wouldn't have had a 5 match issue. So it's like
But at least you guys' section is putting the procedures in place for when you grow.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it might have been a little premature, but better than being post mature like we are. We'll get into that in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this too, Camino. Did they give awards to your regional girls?
No, they did not. Well, they didn't. They gave us medals for individuals, but no team awards.
Did they give team scores? Did they keep team scores?
They weren't supposed to. That was not supposed to happen.
But did it? But it
sure did. And I mean,
who won your region? In our region, if they were keeping team scores,
if it was keeping score, and just because I know this off the top of my head for whatever reason, we won it. Fair out. You know what I mean?
Just curious. Curious.
We had from the second place team, we had a 40-point lead. So
playing around.
Yeah, no, we will.
And that's without Asada. That's without Asada. And that's without another 18-pounder that I had that didn't show up either. So I was missing 2 weight classes. One girl that didn't score any points for me. I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's. Does that girl walk home, or how's that handled?
Oh,
that's another weight class. That's another episode.
Yeah, but I mean, we had 5 finalists and 4 champions. So,
how many does each regional send to Masters?
8 each. And then
was there any brackets with 8 or less in them, like heavyweights or upperweights?
No. And the minimum was probably like 11 girls. In I think that was probably in the like at 170s. I think was like 11 girls. Because we had a girl there, and she almost made it. I was kind of shocked, to be honest. First year wrestler, and not too much time on the mat, just because she was majority of the season she was injured and stuff. So, but she came out and she did her thing, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to next week.
He's hungry now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, should we get into ours?
Let's get
crack-a-lacking. First of all,
where do you want to start? You want to start at the beginning, like weigh-ins? What do you want to start?
Let's go weigh-ins. Why not? Let's start from the beginning.
Okay, so I'm shocked that 2 teams didn't even show up. Oh. Right? So
Who's this?
I don't remember who they were. They weren't of serious impact, but
how dare you?
And then one team, I'm not joking, one team showed up with like 4 minutes before 8:00, like with a full team. They're a full team in our league, but they showed up with like 4 minutes to go, and I'm just shocked that they didn't allow a little more time. They're in Orange County. The school's in Orange County. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there was a bus to blame or something. I'm not sure, but it's still.
Did they miss weigh-ins?
No, they made weigh-ins.
Okay.
They got there and they got in. So I was a little bit. I think we have the best. I like our host school. They do awesome things. Like probably that everyone's gonna get mad at. Yeah, we El Toro. So we got.
They have a coach's room.
Yeah. A coach's room. Hey, a coach's room sponsored by like a fundraising company. So the fundraising company that helps like send emails and stuff out.
Yeah.
So they had and
corporate sponsored coach's room. Yes.
They had two sessions of meals. So they had like one, it opened at noon. So they had from noon to 1 and then 1 to 2. So they had 2 hours of coach's room open. Ramirez would have been all over that.
Oh,
dude, he would have brought Tupperware. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He would have just been like, pop. Oh, sorry, boys.
So that, and then we had one of the coaches from another, one of the schools, he donated all the medals. He went and bought them, donated them. They all like.
Dude, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that shit. I'm still annoyed.
Hold on. I'm still going. Okay. So he donated and he got, it says champion, Masters qualifier on the first place ones. And then everyone else just says Masters qualifier because they weren't sure of the format, blah, blah, blah. Then I look at Facebook and I see teams posting team champions. They had got plaques too, which I didn't know that team scores were even being kept. Well, not that, for me, it don't matter. I got, 4 girls on my team. Yeah, I got 4 on my team and 1 scoring points. So, maybe in
dude,
the
I'm
old
so
days,
annoyed. I'm so annoyed,
shot,
dude.
But I don't even. I'm assuming Kennedy won it because they had almost everybody in the fight. We'll get to those, and then I guess Foothill got second. But that
annoys me because my understanding is every freaking year they tell these numbskulls that are running these tournaments no awards, and I'm always at a region where there's no awards, and I got to hear the stupid questions of why don't we get awards? And it's like because idiots don't want to abide by the rules, and you're teaching these kids that you don't have to listen to rules if you don't agree with them, and it's just crap.
Yeah,
like it's annoying. Like, do I think the girls like deserve them? No. Do I think they've earned them? Yeah, I do think they've earned them. But the thing is, they're like, oh, well, it's like the boys. Well, the boys went through a league, and they qualified for their CIF. So they, in turn, in my opinion, like, yeah, they deserve, like, it's a qualified. They're qualified in. But for this, I'm like, no.
So let me back up. I want to cover weigh-ins, but going through a league, like, check this out. In our league, the girls got medals. The boys didn't this year. The girls' athletic directors actually, they got such a plus last year that they actually ponied up for the medals. And normally the boys do, but somebody slept on it and didn't order the boys' medals. But that's funny.
I thought we ordered them. We ordered the girls.
So for weigh-ins, like, I don't know how your guys' region went. Everyone got, as they came in, the coach was standing at the door, gave us wristbands, a packet, right? Packet with wristbands, weigh-in sheets, coach's room pass, and some little flyer to order your patches or something. I threw that in the trash. Then as you get in, there was 4 scales, and it was like random, like, okay, weigh-ins, the doors are locked, start weigh-ins, right? After there was groom checked, already done in the same area by the referees. But like I'm standing there talking with buyers, and this girl comes back to buyers, and she wasn't even one of his girls, and says, what do I do with this? It was the weigh-in sheet got handed back to her. Right? So like a couple scales had people knowing what they're doing and a couple people didn't. And that's like, just a little detail that CIF should probably cover with everybody. But some of them were asking for alpha sheets. Like they wouldn't let our team weigh in without the alpha sheet, which I had it, thankfully. And then other ones were like, just doing the weigh-in sheets, whatever. I just think those little things need to be addressed probably everywhere. Did I see people cutting weight in that area? Yeah. Am I the tournament director? Am I going to say anything? No. Like not cutting weight necessarily, but, spitting in a trash can and kind of like pretending to work on moves.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We in LA know about that.
You're not in the LA City section.
Yeah, nobody was doing sit-ups. But,
the ultimate weight cutter. sit-ups.
But I just think, I mean, I don't know how yours went. I've heard other ones. Like I heard some regions wrestled 7 matches.
Mm-hmm. We wrestled the 6.
The bulletin came out saying 6 matches okay, right?
Yeah.
And then in the middle of literally they stopped the tournament right before the placing rounds were going to happen. They stopped the tournament, brought all the coaches in for a coaches meeting, and said, we just got a text and a phone call saying no more matches will be wrestled except for the championship match. So right before the wrestlebacks, like console semis, they said no more matches will be wrestled except for the first place match and the 7th, 8th match. But it wouldn't be fair if some of the 7th, 8th girls had to wrestle and some didn't. But then as soon as the coaches meeting got out, we went out there in the 7th, 8th matches. If they had not more than 5 matches, they wrestled that match, which the understanding was it's going to get put into a pigtail at the beginning of Masters. So we'll talk about that. Yeah. You want to talk about that now?
Do it now. Who cares? So 40 every weight class
now,
in the section Masters
so
is going to be how big?
Our bracket is going to be, it's a 40-man bracket. The 7th and 8th place girls from the text I got are going to be entered into that thing, into that. So if you lost in that 7th, 8th match and you wrestled, you get to re-wrestle that at Masters, or you get put in the bracket somewhere else, which to me, I think that's a waste. I'm just saying, I don't think there's one 7th place or 8th place girl that is going to qualify for state. But maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Well, I'll just tell you right now, we had a fiasco with one of my 7th and 8th place matches. It was not good.
But did you see any 7th, 8th place matches at your CIF that would possibly qualify for state? I know it's one of your team.
No, I didn't. I would be surprised. I would be surprised because, I just didn't. No, I'll be honest. I don't.
Yeah.
The probability is really low, but that we ended up with a situation where, in the tradition of True Ramos, we were wrestling this girl. We lost this girl like in 2nd round, something like that. And we wrestled back and we get her for 7th. Okay, cool. So we wrestle and we're pretty much just hitting the move on her, the same move on her, like over and over again. And it's working. And we just keep going back to that well, and it's working. And a couple times we didn't score on it. We probably hit it 7 times. We scored 4 times on it. And we kept letting the girl up because this girl trap her arm, do these funky little rolls. My girl's not that experienced to know how to circle with it or anything, so we're like, cut her. And it gets to the point where, like, the 4th time we do it, she looks at the ref like, like, they're not giving me what I want, And so it's like, cut her, like, just keep wrestling. So, beat her 11-4 or something like that, like, pretty solid. And end of the match happens, and my daughter wrestled. She's never been a fan of just bumping somebody's hand or whatever. She thinks it's kind of, it's not really genuine. So she tries to shake the girl's hand and tell them good luck, Maybe shouldn't have done it this time because this girl was heated, visibly heated. And she tries to shake the girl's hand, and the girl goes to smack my daughter's hand. And my daughter's trying to grab her hand to tell her thank you, like good luck. And the girl pulls at my daughter, and so it's a back and forth. And my daughter's like, what are you doing? And the girl's like, what? And I'm on another mat, and I'm like, I look over, I'm like, what? So I see coach from the other school going over, getting in my daughter's face. I hear some things as a dad, so I step in, and the guy's bigger guy, of course, and
everybody
I'm like, look, yeah, look, what's going on? Like, your coach is out of line. And I was like, hey, all right, I will talk to her. What's happening though? Like, it's my daughter. I could ask her. Well, that's my daughter. And I go, oh, okay, this is why you're heated. To have a discussion, not a problem. But he's just really heated. Fine. Coaches separate us, whatever, no big deal. End of the tournament comes, and I see him standing there All the coaches are waiting for the team scores and everything, which they're not supposed to be. But we're looking, and I see him, and so I asked the head ref, "Hey, do you mind just kind of mediating this? I want to bury this hatchet. Like, it's not, it was a misunderstanding. My daughter's trying to tell your daughter, good luck, good job. Your daughter's heated, whatever." So the ref's like, "Let me ask him first." So they're talking. I go over and I'm like, "Hey, look, I just want to explain what was explained to me. I think it'll explain some stuff." And he's like, "Your coach is out of line, and if you're not coming over here with her to apologize, then I don't want to hear any of it." Okay, well, like I said, I'm just trying to apologize, like tell you what was going on before we get there. No. If she's not here to apologize, I don't want to hear anything. I go, in my mind, I'm like, okay, you're a parent who raises their kid to think that they're always right. That's fine. So we walk away. Brian goes over and he's going to talk to Dez. "Hey, you need to apologize to this guy." And I'm like, "No, leave it alone. This guy doesn't want it. Like, leave it alone." So my daughter, being the bigger person than me, is like, "I'll apologize. If this will bury the hatchet." No, yeah, well, yeah. No, she's bigger. I said, But they said, so she goes over. She goes over to go apologize with Brian. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't do it, but whatever. And so I can see them kind of jawing back and forth. And I guess something that's like, well, she doesn't want it. My daughter doesn't want the apology. And it's like, well, I just want to tell you, I'm sorry. I was shaking her. And he's like, well, what are you sorry for? Well, I'm sorry for shaking your daughter's hand. Probably should have did that. And he's like, no, you don't mean it. You're not genuine. And Brian's like, look, she came over here against advisement and she wanted to say she was sorry. I think she means it, but it is what it is. So we left it at that. So if that's going to have to be our first round match at Masters, oh no.
No, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think that maybe I misunderstood it. Mm-hmm. I think that all the 7th and 8th placers are inserted into the bracket. I don't think that those 7th, 8th matches anymore are going to be wrestled as a pigtail.
Oh, okay.
Like originally it was described as the 7th and 8th placers that are above match count are going to have to wrestle. The winner is in the tournament, like a real true pigtail. The winner's in, the loser's out. Loser goes home. I think now this, from what I understood in the message, and I'll get a clarity, is that the 7th and 8th placers, it's going to be a 40-man bracket now, and all those people are going to have qualified. They'll be in the bracket. So, hopefully we get an 8th placer first round or 7th placer. I don't know.
Yeah, like just that nice little warm-up match, huh?
Yeah.
So, but we were at Downey. And it was, dude, Soto ran a good tournament. I mean, they ran so good, we had breaks because it was like 45-minute rule. Damn it. 45-minute rule. Damn it. But they just ran the whole time.
How many
minutes? They had 7, they ran 6, and then brought it down even after that because it was just running too efficient.
Yeah, we ran 6, then 4. So, yeah.
But my goodness, there are some matches that I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, did you guys see any stall calls? I mean, any at all?
No, I don't think we saw one stall call.
I don't know if they took if the rule book states you don't call stalling in girls wrestling, but my Lord.
And I will say the only double leg I saw was in the finals by Heaven Jerez. Like 7 doubles. That's the only. And I was sitting next to a dad that's kind of new in wrestling, but he's big in MMA. And he's like, "Man, that's the first double leg I've seen all day. I've been sitting here and I haven't seen one double leg. That's awesome to see." And I thought about it and I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, it should have been at ours. Jernigan and Cooper were on them. Good match though. Jernigan wrestled Nadia Escamilla, returning state placer, in the finals. That was interesting. So I'm trying to find.
Do we have time? Do you want to go over all the finals from all the regions, or no?
Sure, hit yours right now. I'm looking for a video.
Okay. All right, let me go to current year. Let's go mine first, which was El Toro. Hopefully my battery stays up long enough. All right. Okay, so from our first one was 101s was Devin Gomez, the 1 seed from Kennedy. And
how does she look? She's been off for a minute. How does she look?
She looked good. She had all falls.
Good girl.
Yeah, she's recovering from concussion at Freak Show and then some elbow issues during the year. So she looked good. She got a fall over Kayla Reynoso. Kayla. And from Savannah. Second. Oh, jeez. What's doing that? At 106, we had Prethi Enriquez from Kennedy got a default from Victoria Buckles. So that was, and Victoria Buckles is from Anaheim.
Yeah.
So at 111, Sadie Camacho from Anaheim beat Angela De La Cruz from Edison. One notable little thing is Sudal, sorry. Mm-hmm. She went one and done she was the 1 seed.
Yeah.
She got caught pinned by De La Cruz. Who ended up getting second in the first round. She'd been injured all year and gave CIF a go, and I guess decided that it wasn't. She wasn't feeling it, so she just bowed out. Unfortunately, I think against her coach's wishes, also.
Yeah.
At 116, we had Heaven Jerez getting a fall. She got all falls and an injury default. She beat Julia Cubias, who's tough. That Elisa Miguel girl is tough.
Yeah.
And then her sister, Cameron Sudal, from Yorba Linda, got a fall, who got all falls at 121 against Evie Osorio from San Clemente. Sam Snow from Los Al. She beat Destiny Gonzalez from Kennedy. 6-0. Kelly Bendizu from Garden Grove, who was also a finalist at Esperanza tournament, might I say, beat Pindasia Hodges in the finals. And then at 37s, Drury pinned Kirsten Muse from Corona Del Mar, but it was a good final. It wasn't necessarily close. It was close for a while score-wise. Drury actually got reversed and put to her back for a split second. The crowd went wild, and then she got back on top and pinned her. Everyone slips once in a while. Ava Lassiter beat Kiana Hatfield from Kennedy 4-0. Girls from Anaheim. Lauren Camp got a default against Jasmine Segura from Tustin. And that's it. That was at 50. That was at 50s. And then Tiana Shazinga from Kennedy pinned Crystal Hernandez from Tustin.
Yeah.
Kelly Lacoste from Mission Viejo pinned Charlie Spears from Cyprus. You know who I was shocked that I don't even know what happened to her. Who's the girl who was in the finals of Esperanza from El Medina?
Oh, that's Kopi or Jolly.
Yeah,
she wasn't there.
She was there.
Jolly?
She was a qualifier. She lost in the semis. Oh, Philly got second. Okay, sorry. ADD.
Okay.
70s, Kelly Lacoste beat Charlie Spears. I said that. 89s, Melissa Moreno from Beckman beat Layla Donahue. And heavyweights, Myra Franco pinned the Cyprus girl. Juliana Vizcaíno.
Vizcaíno, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
let's see here. There's that one. There's this one. This is north. That's not it. That's not it either. Hang on a second. I'm just trying to look for ours. This looks like it's yours. Savannah, Capital Valley.
You're Downey, right?
Yeah.
Which weight class is the one you guys were talking about at 40?
Jolly?
Yeah. And at 21s, I think it was 21s. You had the 1 and 2 seed both missed weight. It was it was 26s. I'm sorry.
26s,
The 1 and 2 seed both missed weight. I don't know their names on the top. Oh, you know who one of them was the El Medina, the girl that All-American at. She was in the finals of our tournament. She All-American in Fargo. Nelly Rivadeneria.
She didn't make weight?
Nope, she didn't make weight. The 2 seed didn't make weight either. Estancia and so it wasn't El Medina. It was Estancia. And somewhere else. It was a 1 and 2, did not make weight.
Okay. So at ours, let's see here. So at the Downey one, you had the Arroyo girl, Gonzalez versus Cruz from Mayfair, with Gonzalez winning by pin. Then you had Cassidy Doe versus Emily from Gabrielino against Emily Gonzalez from Arroyo. Doe wins 9-4. Rhea Prasad versus Nicole Damasi from John Glenn. Prasad got the pin. Then you had Mira Costa, Callie Sheldon versus Milliken Allison Dopenberg. Milliken winning with a pin at 103. 121, you had Elmani, Hermina Estrada versus Red. I don't know what Red is. Who's Red? Oh, Redondo. With Redondo winning. Gutierrez from Redondo winning by pin 105. 126. Let's go to the film on 126, okay? Ended up being a 4-3 match, okay? 4-3 match. And you tell me if what I asked the ref, and this is not a knock on either wrestler or anything like that. This is strictly asking from a coach's perspective when you're speaking to a referee. Okay? So let me see here. I'm going to present my screen for a second. Okay. Share. Boom. Okay, here we go. So we're on Niall Jernigan on bottom. Kelly Escamilla on top. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just go back a little bit again. Here we go. So it's 4-3. Jernigan's on bottom. We got 50 seconds left. Escamilla's riding. How's that look exactly? That look like any return to the mat?
Nope.
Okay, now watch this.
She kind of carried her out of bounds a little bit.
Okay. So wait, then we go back over here. Hang on. Okay. So wrestling through. Still 4-3 here. Time's ticking away. Did you see that? Jernigan's out, and Escamilla. Look at Jernigan's almost facing her. Look at she's turning. Did you see that turn?
No, bad cameramanship.
It looks.
Here he goes.
It looked like it.
The leg comes up. Watch her leg come up as she gets shoved out. She's literally getting shoved out.
Yeah, I saw something like this at our.
Look at that leg. Look at that leg right there. See that leg? Right leg.
Okay. I can see that.
Okay, now watch. Boom. Okay. So I go over to the ref, and
there is 2 seconds left on the clock. I can see that.
Yeah. There's 2 seconds left, and I'm like, can we just watch for the push out? I'm not questioning you. Immediately look, he's like, coach's misconduct. And I'm like, what are you hitting me for? I didn't question your call. Like, I merely asked you if you could watch for the push out. I just don't want to, doesn't seem right, So anyhow, I don't know. I'm jaded or whatever, but I was just like, how are you going to hit me with a misconduct on that? Like, that is ridiculous. I don't know. Should I have worded that differently? Is it illegal to ask a ref if he can watch for something?
I don't think so.
It's not illegal. You might get warned. It depends on the ref. I mean, you might have.
Well, what exactly? As I said, I'm not questioning your call. I'm not. Same thing as if, like, I think she's pulling my girl's headgear. Can we watch for that?
Yeah.
It's not questioning your call.
If I go to the table, I would have worded it like, especially not returning her. It was like, can you just explain to me the criteria of when you need to return, how long you have to return somebody to the mat, or I try to pose it as a complete question, like not ask them if they can do something, like try to pose it as a question, saying, can you please explain to me why this? Right? I don't really care about the misconduct, boys or girls.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm not the head coach anyway, so I wouldn't get tossed anyways.
I know, I am, but
I'm like,
whatever.
Brian's in the stands anyway. Brian's cool about it. So
they got to do the paperwork too to really not kick you out.
Well, they didn't say it till like 20 minutes after too. They didn't announce it till 20 minutes after. So anyhow, like I said, that was nothing about the wrestlers themselves. It was just the refereeing, and that was like indicative of the entire tournament. We're getting on refs after this, but let's finish up with these. Reyes from Lawndale versus Carrillo from Downey, with Lawndale winning. 137, Jasmine Livas versus Lily McCaig. Livas won, 17-second pin. Let's see here. Reed. What's Reed? I don't even know.
Reed is the school.
Redondo. Okay. Redondo and Lawndale in the finals, with Lawndale winning 19-5. Samo, Kirsta Nicholas versus Long Beach Poly, Yusan, with Yusan winning 236. 160, Shamir Cooper, all pins except for one injury default in the semis. Pinned the girl from Arroyo in the finals, 350. You want to see doubles, you could have saw him there. 170, Casales Ruby versus Rivera Sofia from Mayfair. Paramount versus Mayfair. Mayfair winning 5-1. 189, Liz Salapaga from Paramount versus Katie Fitero from Cerritos. Salapaga winning by pin, 157. And Sierra Adams from Lakewood beating Paramount in the finals in 34 seconds. So, pretty good tournament overall. Some interesting things going on. But, yeah. So, how was the reffing at your regional, Josh?
Consistent. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was consistent. We had a couple good officials there, and then we had a couple I don't know. We had a couple that were just like, this one ref that has an awesome mullet. He should, I don't know.
Hold a class on how to properly brush your hair out with the blow dryer with the mullet, or
it literally took it. Like, I think he thought it was WWE because, and it wasn't just my daughter's match, but like literally there was a match in the quarters that my daughter wrestled out of a 6-minute match. And I just told her it was her fault anyway, but, out of a 6-minute match, she literally had this girl on her back for 5 minutes and 25 seconds. It's not an exaggeration. I would bore you with the video, but literally she had her on her back for 5 minutes and 30 seconds out of 6 minutes. I was like, just let her roll through and get the tech already, because it's like 13-0 or something. And I'm like, you're just dumb for being that long. But, and then there was a finals match semis match, that the time was completely up for like 5 seconds, right? And the table workers weren't like coming out to tap them, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom.
Yeah.
but the match was completely up for 5 seconds. It was a Kennedy versus Santa Ana.
Uh-huh.
And it was like completely obvious, and the cable workers didn't even realize what time it's called, and they called the pin, and it was a lopsided match anyway, like 8-2, 8-3, something like that. But still, for the print, like, if you're unsure about the time, like, I don't think you should call the pin. And he was completely certain that was it. It was, I don't know, it was ridiculous, and it was a pretty important match. I mean, not necessarily for team points, they're not taking it, but for placing. I don't know. There was one ref that stood out in my mind. You know who I believe is a really good ref? I know we always say bad things about refs. Is we had Cliff Jarmy at our tournament, and he's not really I don't want to put him in a box, but I guess in the history of things hasn't been a huge proponent of girls wrestling, but I think is seeing the value of it now. But he's a good ref. He really is a good ref. He's a coach. He understands the positions that people get in, and he's a good ref. I really enjoy. If I get sent to his mat, I know I'm gonna get a fair call. You know.
Yeah.
There was a couple others that were pretty good, and then there's a couple that were a little old, but
a little fossilized.
Yeah, I mean they're trying their best, but you know, if they got to get down and they can't get back up, or they can't see their shoelaces, they probably should not. Maybe they should. Maybe they should retire the whistle.
Sorry, Junette. Sorry, Ramirez. You shouldn't be a referee. How much are you down, Ramirez, from the beginning of the year, or are you back up again?
What do you mean this?
You posted up your weight.
Oh yeah, man. I'm at 20 pounds.
20 pounds down?
Yeah, 20 pounds down, bro.
Up or down? 20 pounds is the turkey he has. He just polished off today.
Damn. Brutal. You know what's I hosted our boys regional at our school, and I was the tournament director. Did you have
a coach's room?
No coach's room for this one.
Dare you? Never give it back.
It's only 11 schools, man. You know,
it would have been cheap for you to have a coach's room, right?
Yeah, no, it was better to just send them to the concession stand and say, "Hey, get whatever you want."
So you did take care of them, boy.
Yeah, I took care of them.
Yeah, I'll take a bag of chips and a Dr. Pepper, no problem.
Yeah, no. I had a list of my refs, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, I know who they are. I've seen them before. You know, I'm not friends with them or anything like that. And then when the head ref showed up, he was telling me, oh, no, we got this one, and we had some switches and some changes. And yeah, I mean, you know, when you have to park the walker next to the scorer's table, it's tough, dude. It's tough. So the funny part is that I got asked to, hey, you ever thought about being a ref? You guys in and stuff like that, and I got emails and everything like that.
Like, hey, you only got 2 girls on your team, anyways. You're only waiting for the heavyweights. You could ref all the way too. Your rotation, right? You don't got to worry about it.
That's what I was gonna ask, man. It's like, go ahead.
You get paid to be at a tournament. Double dip. Yeah.
You ready for this? You know how you guys have
two trips
with me at the tournament
too.
You just sold him now. That's it. He's done.
But you know how I'm always like, oh, really? We got to start with the lightweights. At this tournament, since I was a tournament director, we started at 285.
No.
Whole day. I pissed everybody off, and I said, too bad.
Yeah. They deserve a crowd too. A crowd too.
You know, which is true. I mean, you guys, we laugh about it, but at the same time, when you guys got, Gamino, you got Caldera, and people are like, you know, you guys got your girls up there, and then they don't have the same crowd because people are already leaving.
Yep.
You know, we got to mix it up. If we're running 2 mats side by side, what's the problem with starting like whatever 237s on one and 235s at the other and run it down?
It's just going to be a head and arm with a trip. It's going to be like 5 stalling calls and a head and arm with a trip anyway.
No, our girls shoot. Hey, Camino, tell him.
Yeah, his girl shoots. My heavyweight shoots. Kayvette shoots. Angela shoots. Hey,
we chin whip. We do everything.
Camacho shoots. Yeah, Camacho shoots. Like, yeah, we all got heavyweights and shoot. So
yeah,
no, don't even go there, because you know what? We're making them more athletic as they go, and you guys know this. You know, there are some more traditional heavyweights out there, but we're teaching them how to move and everything like that, because don't even go there.
You should see Ramirez on that agility ladder. Let me tell you, you'd be surprised.
No, you don't even know. You don't even know.
He's got his sports bra on, dude, shirt off, just out there, dude.
Somewhere you make a 4X somewhere.
4X somewhere. Man.
Keep shooting, boys. Keep shooting.
Yeah.
You want me to do San Dimas? I got it.
Yes.
Okay,
you got San Dimas?
This was a good one. It's some names I recognize here. At 101, Sofia Martinez, Techfald Angie Cervantes from Walnut. At 106, we had Justine Bredo beating Victoria Rodriguez from CHI. Where's that? Chino.
Yeah.
9-0. Samantha Martinez beating Alexis Medina from Northview.
Back, huh?
Yeah, 4-2, close match. We had Corey Phillips from Walnut, who beat the 1 seed in the semis, pinning Alina Gomez.
What?
Yeah.
It's from where?
From Northview? Yeah.
No. The who pinned her?
Corey Phillips. From what I heard, it was kind of a close match. Alina was winning by 3-4 and then got, I think, Fat Man rolled.
Didn't get Zahid Valencia, huh?
No, I think so.
How dare you?
But, there's no excuses. A win's a win, right?
Yeah.
That's right, especially at this time of the year.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Then 21s, Nayeli Maston pinned Alina Moore from Victor Valley. Yep.
Victor Valley, huh?
We're boring, Gene. Esperanza Durantes from San Dimas beat Nelly Mendoza 1-0.
Sounds like a burner.
Yeah.
So can I ref? And then when the heavyweights come, I just take off?
I don't see why not. You're just going to have the imprint of those stripes on your tummy when you change your shirt.
at 31s, no surprise.
See why you get the call? You see?
Hey, we're trying to go over results here, Ramirez.
Sorry. I'm waiting for heavyweights. I'm waiting for the heavyweights.
We're getting there.
He's got fruit roll-ups as his wristbands.
We got Cheyenne Bowman from Roland.
Wait, did she win? Did she win?
Yeah, she pinned her girl. Tiara Jimerson. Now, maybe this isn't the one. Is this the girl that moved like 2 weeks ago?
From Northview?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Like literally 2 weeks, moved from somewhere way out in Moreno Valley to got cleared at Northview to wrestle. I heard the story this weekend.
Yeah, she was at Jimmy's tournament. I got told it wasn't 2 weeks. It was at Jimmy's tournament. She was wrestling for one school. And then somebody noticed that, I think at South Hills, she was at another school or something like that.
And then, so Cheyenne spent a couple minutes total on the mat, which is no shocker. Mm-hmm. Let's see. At 137, Sadie Foreman got a default to Elizabeth Ramirez. Elizabeth Ramirez defaulted to Sadie Foreman from Upland.
Okay.
Maybe that. Sierra Rivera from Victor Valley pinned Paula Sabrina from Silverado. 150, Itzel Lemus from Northview pinned Esperanza Barreto from GHL. Hold on a second. Where the heck is GHL? Oh, Granite Hills. But this bracket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls in this bracket. That's weird at 150 pounds.
That is weird.
This is a small bracket, and this next one's not very big either. 160, Janice Alcacer from San Dimas pinned Jody Hartland from Etowanda.
I'm gonna bet there was an arm spin in that. She likes that Jap wizard.
Melanie Aguilar from Glen Wilson, which I've never heard of that school, but beat Justine Matson Pinder from Serrano. And now get ready, Ramirez. We're in the heavyweights.
Yeah.
Lauren Morales from Etowanda pinned Riley Siana from San Dimas. Sierra Boyd, San Dimas, pinned Izelia Mendez.
I'm not hearing a lot of Walnut in the finals.
No, a lot of San Dimas, but what, did Jaime not wrestle? Am I missing?
No, she defaulted out in the semis.
Okay,
She had that kind of a nasty, I think, injury at
shoulder,
their tournament.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, something really bad. So
elbow.
Yeah, so I wouldn't doubt they just qualify her and save her.
Yeah.
With smart.
Smart. Yeah, smart.
What else you got, Ramos?
I got North. I got the North. If and really strictly because we did everybody else, and you want to hear how much time Katya Osteen spent on the mat?
Yeah.
Less than 10 seconds.
She's like Nick Cage. She's gone in 60 seconds.
140 or less.
You say 140? Okay, over under is 130. Okay,
all right.
130 is the over under. Give it to me. What are you going? Over or under, Gamino? Under. You said over, Ramirez? Over?
Yeah, I'm going over.
Under.
Okay, Josh? Under. Okay.
I haven't
2
looked at the
unders,
bracket.
1 over. Okay. Hang on. Okay. You guys, you should have did that after because we could have went through all these results, but let me fast forward so we don't lose this here. Okay. So, calculate this, okay?
Yeah.
22 seconds. 22 seconds. 25 seconds. 48 seconds.
Oh,
that's under. 60.
No. It's barely over.
135.
It's barely over.
Barely over.
What's up?
It's
What's
one.
up?
No, wait. No, hey. No, it's not.
It's 135.
12.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 137. Yeah, it's 137. Like, dude, just barely. Ramirez wins.
And I called the time too, and it said like 140, right?
Yeah, you said 140. So you overshot a little bit. This is Price is Right. You'd be over. Calm down.
That's okay.
Drew would
Not
be
waiting.
upset with you. Drew would kick you out. Okay, so all right, Vitali from Pacifica beat Ventura in the finals at 101. Hernandez from Sure beat Chavez from Royal. I think this is Santa Paula. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, sorry, South Pasadena. Lopez versus Felix in the finals, with Felix from Sure getting the win 13-1. Ventura Howie versus Galvan from BG. What's BG?
BG.
Bell Gardens. Howie from Ventura wins by default. Valencia, Priscilla Ramirez at 121 versus Adams from CBL. Cabrillo. with Ramirez winning by fall in 340. Oh, what happened there? Okay, we're at 27, right? Yeah, Arlington from SMO. That would
San
be
Marino.
San Marino.
Yeah, Arrington.
Over Olivia from TO, 12-3.
Thousand Oaks is like, yep, Thousand Oaks.
Yep. What is that? Knight High School, Yates versus Valencia, Tyson, with Yates getting the fall at 351. Antelope Valley, Gutierrez versus Bear from Quartz Hills. Gutierrez winning. Campos from SPA, Santa Paula, versus Monderadero from Cabrillo, with Cabrillo winning. 150, Jose from Camarillo versus Tapia from Santa Paula. Jose winning, 131. We went over Osteen over Ramirez from Channel Island.
I think I'm going to go out on a limb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what's up with 150 this year, man? Like, there was 7 girls in this bracket.
Yeah.
Like, is everybody running from Jersey and camp? And, like...
and somebody named Amet? Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like...
There's, like, nobody there, dude. It's like desert.
That's crazy because...
People are making weight.
Yeah.
Oh, is your girl a 150 pounder?
Yeah, she was.
Was? Now she's a 51 pounder?
Oh.
That was good.
Dang it. Okay, sorry. ADD.
Okay, so 170, America Lopez versus Sophie Garcia from La Cañada. America getting the fall at 339.
You skipped over Osteen. You skipped over Osteen, but we already covered that one.
No,
I did over Ramirez. I did it.
Yeah.
La Cañada's right here, and I try to go in and talk to them, and they just want no love at all. Like, good Lord. I don't think their girls do any off-season either. They would. This girl, I feel like, has been around for a while. She should be a little better. Because she was tough to begin with. Lompoc, 189, Marlene Carrillo versus Kayla McCormick from Hueneme, with Lompoc coming out on top, 350. NP, let's see, what's NP? Oh, Newberry Park. At 235, Newberry Park versus Pacifica, with Newberry Park getting the fall in 18 seconds. Yep. That's it, fellas. You guys got anything else?
No. Hillcrest? You want to do that one?
Hillcrest. Get it. Why not? Last one.
Okay. I believe this is on Chrono's at or no? Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Angie Castaneda from Cajon beat Flora Jane Solera from Hillcrest in the final. Tinder.
Say Tinder?
Pinned her with a fall. Sorry. Leah Gatan from Ukaipa beat Michaela Braceda from Norco 10-3. Danielle Garcia beat Alyssa Guardado from, where's she from? PYL or P? Oh, I know that girl. Plum Valley. Sorry. Pinned her in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. That's one of John's girls. Monica Garcia got a fall in 57 seconds against Rebecca Drown from Norco. 21, Samantha Berrigan, 8-0 win over Haley Chapman from Rim. 26, India Zapata from Palm Springs got a default against Luista Jara, or Jara, from Plum Valley. Salona Mata from Temecula Valley got a default against Jessica Valdez from Rialto. Layla Contreras from Rev got a pin against Janelle Gomez, Plum Valley. Juliana Bricaiello from Beaumont beating Hemet Montenegro with 15-second fall. Oh, that girl's a pinner. She got some quick falls. Is that? I know that girl. That's the girl that I think they wrestled.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, that's the girl that wrestled Lily in the finals, I believe, at Corona.
Got it.
Melanie Batcher from Norte Vista won 3-1 over Cheyenne Williams from Eleanor Roosevelt. 160, Miranda Copy from Corona beat Valerie Garcia from Hillcrest with a fall in a minute. Amara Devricks pinned Jessica Gutierrez in 24 seconds.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was a head and arm.
Head and arm. Me too. She didn't spend much time on the mat either.
Yeah,
a lot of quick falls. Joanna Hendricks from Beaumont at 89s beat Sarah Callahan from Corona with a fall in 30 seconds. And Danielle Galvez beat Virginia Marquez. It doesn't even have a score, but it was normal points for heavyweight.
Got it.
So what's the take on our regionals besides it being disorganized and
too big?
Wait. Well, hold on. I'm looking at these and looking at this heavyweight bracket is almost full, right? But it seems to me like they're not going to do it, but they need to restructure the weight classes. We have full brackets. I don't know.
Slow your roll down, son. It's one sample. You're looking at this year's only.
It doesn't matter every year. From one at our regional from 143 and up, we had 16-man brackets, nothing larger. And we had one bracket that had 37. Now I understand if you go through leagues and all that, you could make, the two options are go through leagues, have a set amount of qualifiers, you get through, and you have a 16-man one-day tournament, right? In 5 regions. The other option is make it a 2-day, which it sounds to me like they're going to do next year. We'll know probably later this week or in a couple weeks that they're going to come down officially on that, but it's been the recommendation for a couple of years now, and they haven't heeded CIF hasn't heeded the advice of the advisory committee, but it's kind of at the point, to me, it's so disorganized because why are regions doing it differently when emails and texts, one email goes out before the tournament, right? A CIF bulletin says this, and then in the middle of the tournament, which some tournaments ran a lot quicker than others, the semis were done at 1:30, 2 o'clock, and they had already wrestled people through. And ours seemed to not go that fast. And, at 2 o'clock, I think we got that thing that's all we're going to, maybe 3 o'clock. It had been 3 o'clock.
So, Josh, let me ask you something because I wasn't there and I've never seen it. So you have one weight class at 37?
Yeah.
So your region has how many schools?
I don't know the exact number of schools. It has an amount of leagues. No, it has a certain amount of leagues, and it's based on region only. So, like Orange County, all those schools from Orange County go to one regional. Now, other ones, Inland Empire, they broke it up into 2. One at Hillcrest and one at I don't know where the other one was. San Dimas. So they kind of got some valley, but I would say there's probably 80 schools, Ramos. Each region would be a close guess, 80 to 90 schools. Now, I guess not all of them would have wrestling, but
right. Girls teams,
girls teams, because there's a lot of boys schools that have wrestling that girls don't. Bosco's and Servites and those.
So you're affected by the boys teams then? You guys can't.
No, they're regional. They're doing it completely separate than the boys because there's nothing really on the girls side.
Not on the same time or regionals. What I'm saying is if they say these leagues are going to be at this region, it's the same for you guys at a different site.
No. Because the boys is based on parity, right? The boys, they take the number 1 league as far as I think it's CIF placers, Masters qualifiers. They count how many in each one. So they're the number one league, and it goes to serpentine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Did he freeze, Gabino?
Yeah.
I think he froze. or he's trying to make a real like point right there. Like,
Yeah, he's just
dramatic.
Point of
Very
emphasis.
dramatic right there.
Yeah.
No, here the reason I'm asking. I don't know if Josh you could still hear. So when you come back, is they gotta kind of like control it and not just throw everybody in and just say let's see what comes out. It sounds like they got to put some more thought into it to organize it a lot better. So if it's a 2-day, if you got these many schools have all the weight classes and these don't, they gotta do a better job of balancing it for them.
Well, the problem is that everybody complains and bitches. I don't want to drive out that far. I'm going to have to do this traveling. I'm going to have to get a hotel, all these things, and so they're just trying to please everybody and it's not going to work. At some point, they're going to have to, because it's kind of sad, but some regions just aren't as strong as others because you continue to do what you're doing.
Yep.
So
yeah, I mean, when I was here in the Valley Wrestling and I was wrestling for Birmingham, we had only one school. We only had one school in Los Angeles in downtown LA. All the rest of the schools were out here in the Valley, so it was kind of easy for us to do a lot of stuff. Only one team had to really do much traveling. Now we have six leagues, so we take our region is based on one Valley League and one LA League, and then it's one region is tougher than the other.
yeah.
Sorry, I was rudely interrupted by an iPhone battery died. I kept so it basically the boys are done on parity, girls are done regionally. I'm sure Ramos filled the rest in.
Yeah, he did.
It's kind of dumb, but it's the way they do it. They're trying to like eliminate travel, but I don't know. San Marino and Pasadena went all the way up to Ventura, so I don't know how that would help, but somebody's got to try.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because like Sure High School, which is maybe a block away from South El Monte High School, had to go to North. It's like, whoa. And then South El Monte High School was with us in Downey.
But I think I was
lying.
I think I'd be happy to travel to the north.
Yeah, like that side, yeah.
Unless you're a 160 pounder, you want to travel up there.
Yeah, just avoid that. So, alrighty, fellas. That's it for today.
This is a marathon.
Everybody good?
Podcast.
Yep.
It was. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. Again, what happened?
Real quick, we gotta hurry up before Masters. I don't know if we're gonna get anything done. There's a lot of coaches that don't even have a clue this is going on, and they're like the clueless coaches anyway. But I think if they knew, some of them are really interested in knowing what's going on in girls wrestling.
I have a banner being made for Masters, so I'll have my pop-up up with the banner dropped.
Okay.
So we'll do that. Yeah. So
some of them don't even know how to show up with an alpha roster.
Still.
Hey, bro, in the boys regionals, the good thing is I put my laptop up because I know that's what's going to happen. Oh, I forgot I couldn't print it or do this. So I said, all right, man, go ahead, jump on the computer. And I literally had a line of about 4 or 5 coaches, trying to get everything printed that morning right before weigh-ins.
Well, it is LA City. They're probably like, it's not in my job description.
No, well, you know what? We really don't practice it much. We're supposed to, right? Aren't we supposed to go to a tournament and present our weighing sheets and everything? They're supposed to collect them and everything. Yeah,
I always had mine done. I always had mine done early.
So
that's mine done.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't practice it, just like the kids, I was like noticing, like even some of the boys, they didn't even know, like when we told them where staging was, we made an announcement, we made sure everybody saw, we said staging is right here. Kids still couldn't figure out where staging was. And I was like, if your coach takes you to a tournament, you should know that you report to staging, not to the tournament table.
Hey, real quick, I don't know, maybe you guys have an answer, maybe you don't. How early can you print that alpha roster, and does it need to be
all year? You can do the whole year at the soon as your stuff's in the computer, you can print out every week. So I did mine literally as soon as it was in. I printed the whole year, put it in a foldable.
But it's only good for 1 week.
No, but
No,
I mean,
each week is there.
No, I realize each week is there, but I'm just saying if you're one of those coaches that hasn't printed one all year long, or you can't print one at the beginning and use the same one all year long, or
no, it's broken down by week. Like you can literally go, this is week 2, this is week 8, this is week, like literally.
So you could be in week 2 and print out a week 8 one, and then have it for week 8.
Print it in advance is what we're saying. But you're right. If you have a week 2 and you're in week 8, you can still use that week 2.
you can.
Yeah, you can, because it doesn't matter. Like
because the way ours does is our head coach like puts our whole schedule on there, and then when you click on that, it actually says like CIF girls regionals, CIF girls masters. Like he titles every like boys Temecula Valley or whatever.
Yeah. But you don't need any at masters, and you don't need any at state either.
Okay.
Because they're already qualified. It's automatic. So you don't need to have them anymore. So
Richie got declined too. She did not wrestle in a regional.
Oh.
She was at the boys with Excelsior Charter watching them.
Oh, so she got declined. It wasn't that she missed time or anything like that. They literally told her no. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know if they told her that's it or they just never got back to them as the decision. Well, I guess I'll talk to the Excelsior Charter coach.
I would have just showed up and wrestled. And then
but then they'll sanction the school, won't they? Which has a
I would have printed out when it said cleared, like when it said approved. I'd have printed that out immediately, and then never got on the website again, and be like, "Hey, this says approved. What are you talking about?" So that's the end of that. But alrighty, fellas. Well, marathon won tonight. I'll have that banner made up, so we'll be good to go. So I'll have it up on my pop up. I just hope nobody says I'm selling anything when I have that up, because last year I did with that. They called outside, asked if I had teaching credentials, all that good stuff. So anyhow, alrighty, fellas.
What are you gonna be selling in your booth?
Oh, dude, everything. Shots, everything.
Stickers.
Self.
You'll be selling stickers.
Dude, I give those things out like candy, dude. I see any little kid, I'm like, you like stickers? Here you go. Enjoy them. Have fun with them. Stick in my van. Everything. Stick on everything.
You like stickers? Right. Get in my van.
My puppy likes stickers too. You're sick, man. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, we'll see you guys.
All right.